What's going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel. This is Leo's Nerd Talk, and today we're going to be talking about Anyone But You. So let's get into that. So last night I went ahead and went to the theaters and saw Anyone But You. I was mainly excited for this just because of Glenn Powell. I like Glenn Powell as an actor, and I enjoy pretty much anything that he's in. And of course, partnered with Sydney Sweeney. That seems like a pretty good mixing for a rom-com for the end of the year. So I went ahead and took my girl to go watch this, and it was honestly a pretty fun time in the theaters. So basically the premise of the story here is Glenn Powell's character and Sydney Sweeney's, they have kind of this one night stand and they hit it off amazingly, but both of them do something that they regret and it causes them to kind of part their ways without. And years pass by, and through mutual friends and family, they end up being within the same wedding group and now have to go to Australia for this huge wedding party for the weekend, and they're stuck in this house with each other and they have to figure out how to sort of quote unquote fake the relationship so that they don't ruin the wedding. And of course things start going awry. Things always go bad in things in situations like this, you know, family drama, mistakes, things catching on fire, and just a bunch of good, funny family crazy fun, to be honest. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into the pros for me. And the main pro, of course, is our two main characters with Glenn Powell and Sydney Sweeney. Their dynamic, it's very believable. That's what a lot of rom-coms tend to have at fault, is when you can't really believe the relationship between the two main characters. And between these two characters, it's very believable, and you can definitely tell that there's some sort of connection there. And these two actors do an amazing job. Glenn Powell, of course, does an amazing job. Sydney Sweeney does an amazing job, and everybody else within the family as well. When it comes to either the sisters, friends, the parents, you know, they all do an amazing job and all have a pretty good family dynamic where it has that mixture of caring, you know, that family drama, that craziness that always comes with family and parties and things in that stressful situation where you don't want anything to be ruined for the weekend. It's just one of these special days and everything just continuously go wrong. And seeing that whole family dynamic between everyone, and especially between, you know, Glenn Powell and Sydney Sweeney, it's all very believable. It all feels good. They all are doing an amazing job, and you definitely feel the connection between all of them, which is nice. And of course, with this being a rom-com, we have to talk about the comedy, and it was pretty good. You know, it wasn't, you know, bust out loud, dying in your seat laughing, but it got some chuckles out of me. I enjoyed the kind of running jokes that they had throughout here. And overall, every joke, for the most part, almost landed for me. Like I said, it's not any gut-wrenching type of laughing, but it's definitely something that will put a smile on your face, give you a little bit of a chuckle. And there's some kind of raunchy comedy here. I wouldn't say this is the raunchiest movie of the year. Obviously, it's a little bit tough to get into that genre now, just because of how everything is. It's not as raunchy as what we had earlier this year with No Hard Feelings, but it does still have some sort of raunchy comedy within there, and it's enjoyable enough for you to go in and have a decent laugh. But again, nothing too hilarious, not the funniest movie of the year by any means. And lastly, I enjoyed how everything kind of wrapped up for everybody. Everybody had a pretty happy ending. Of course, with most times with rom-coms like this, happy endings are to be expected, and I think everybody ended up leaving happy. You know, you have a bunch of different dynamics with the family. You have the very over-controlling parents. You have the more relaxed parents. You have this ex of Sydney Sweeney's that's an ex-fiance that's trying to get back with her. Then you have Glenn Powell that's trying to get to this other girl that's part of this whole wedding committee. And it just everybody, it's all mixed match and crisscross of what their end goal is. And that end goal does not end up being what it is, but they all end up still being happy and having a pretty satisfying ending. So for something that's a small little romantic comedy story, it had a decent ending, and it was very satisfying and happy ending for pretty much everybody involved. Now on to the cons for me, and really the only con I can really think about here, there's not too much to nitpick on this movie, to be honest, just because it's something that you can just throw on and just enjoy it. It's not something that you would crazily kind of dissect or anything like that. But one thing that always bothers me about rom-coms and a lot of movies just in general is that I feel like a lot of issues that get put in front of you and are placed upon everybody in the movie is that they're so easily resolvable, but of course because of the movie and you have to cause more drama, they end up happening. You know, like there's so many situations where if you just spoke up and said something, it would eliminate any issue that's going on, and it will stop a lot of the things here. So it's something that's always a lingering factor when it comes to movies like this, where if someone would just sit down and talk to somebody, it can resolve most of the problems. But of course, this is a movie and you're trying to make it as dramatic as possible. You're gonna make things happen and make issues happen forcefully. It feels like sometimes, or some of these problems are forcefully happening. So that's just kind of one of those things that you've seen a lot of times in movies like this, unfortunately. But overall, I had a pretty good time in the theaters with this movie. Something you can definitely throw on. It's probably one of my more favorite rom-coms that have come out in the past few years, and kind of just in general. I enjoyed Glenn Powell, I enjoyed Sydney Sweeney, I enjoyed some of the comedy here. So it's definitely something you can throw on for just some romantic comedy fun. And I definitely would recommend it if you guys want to take out, a significant other. It's definitely a good movie to take out as a little bit of a date for this weekend. So let me know if you guys seen the movie already, what you guys think about it. Share all your comments in the comment section down below. Remember to like and subscribe. And if you guys like talking about anything movies, TV shows, or video game related, make sure to continue following all of my content, and I'll see you guys on the next review. Thank you.